What's going on, everyone? Dare here, and welcome back to another day of Marvel Snap. It is in fact patch day, and we finally got the infamous series drop that we've been looking forward to for months. And along with it, we did get a new data download, which actually brought a lot of very interesting cards that we're going to be getting in February. So let's not waste any time. Let's hop in there, see the changes that they made to the upcoming cards, and then let's take a look at the new ones that are coming our way. So the February season, of course, ties directly into the new Captain America movie, featuring Red Hulk as well, which means that we are going to be getting Sam Wilson Captain America as our season pass card. Sam Wilson Captain America is a 2/3 game start, add Cap Shield to a random location. Ongoing, you can move Cap Shield. I think this is actually a really cool thing now where the Captain America Shield will be appearing on the board at the start of the game. I think that is actually a very interesting mechanic. Captain America Shield itself is a 1/1 ongoing. This can't be destroyed. Give your Cap +2 power when this moves to Cap's location. So this thing will be bouncing around the board essentially as you're moving it. It'll be buffing Captain America Sam Wilson as you're doing so, which means that it'll start on the board on turn 1. Turn 2, you can then play Sam Wilson on the board, and then you can actually move the shield back and forth, buffing Sam Wilson as you do so. I'm really curious to see how this is going to turn out. I think, maybe you can essentially get, 2 pings off of him. I mean, on turn 3 and then again on turn 5. So, I mean, he's going to be 2/7. I mean, that's not terrible. I mean, that's pretty decent, especially with other cards that get buffed by moving around, such as, throw Craven in another lane and then just have the shield bounce back and forth between the two. I think there's going to be a lot of cool interactions to do here with Sam Wilson, Captain America. Also, the other thing that I kind of want to point out is this is kind of like the text on Doom 2099, where it doesn't specifically state Sam Wilson Captain America. It says Caps. So I'm wondering if this is another situation where it's generic enough that Captain America and Sam Wilson Captain America would receive this buff. Which if that's the case, I'm all in. Because if that's the case, you just have the shield bouncing in between the two. This could be awesome in an ongoing deck. I know that everyone immediately is assuming like, oh, this is gonna be so good in move or whatever, but I think that an ongoing deck with the shield bouncing between the two, buffing them, and then on top of it, you throw Spectrum down, it buffs all 3 of them. I think this could be a really, really cool card. I do. I think this could be a fantastic card, especially if that's the case. If this is the direction of we're moving towards like tags, of it's going to be buffing specific like tagged units, kind of like Doom 2099 is doing with Doom himself. I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I'm really hoping this is possibly the case, because if he does bump Captain America 2, I think that also brings Captain America back into the fold. He's not really a used card at all, except for kind of in that budget ongoing deck. But overall, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to see potentially what Sam Wilson Captain America brings to the fold, and I'm kind of excited to see kind of what interactions he has. All right, let's move on to the spotlight caches. Okay, and we do have 2 cards that are not in the season pass or in the spotlight caches. I'm not entirely certain where these are coming from. It may be listed. I just couldn't find where it was. They also, I think one of them possibly could be coming in March, because he kind of feels that vibe, but I'm not 100% sure. But they also could be rewards for the modes that are coming in the first quarter of the year. We definitely will be seeing High Voltage again and Deadpool's Diner, and there is a aforementioned other secret mode that will be coming in Q1 as well. So these are more than likely prizes for those. The first one is Batroc the Leaper. He is a 1/2. When a card moves, follow it to gain +2 power. I think he's gonna be a lot of fun. I do. I think he is not as big as Human Torch, but also could be a lot more interesting than Human Torch. Because I mean, even talking about Captain America's Shield, if you get that out and move it on turn 3, he's moving on 3, 4, 5, and 6. He gets +8 power in total. I mean, he's a 110. I mean, that doesn't suck. And especially if you can move some other things on turn 1 and 2 as well. Also, other things is, in a standard move deck, you're moving things around. I'm personally thinking of Silk. Is it Silk that when you play a card on her location, she jumps? And so, I mean, essentially you could throw Silk out there. And then, I mean, yeah, but Silk's what, like a 3 or 4 cost? I guess it's not necessarily that exciting. But, I mean, you throw her out there, he's just following her around wherever she goes. I think he's gonna be he's gonna be entertaining card. He is. He's gonna be a very entertaining card. I'm kind of looking forward to the things that people kind of do with him. Is he gonna be a meta breaker? No, but he's interesting, and I think I just kind of like him for that. The next card is Cobra. Cobra is a 3/6. You can only play this at a location where your opponent has exactly one card. I feel like he feels like a 4 card with that restriction. I feel like a lot of 4 cards have restrictions like this, so I'm glad to see that we're getting one from a 3 cost. Trying to think if there's any other 3 costs that kind of have restriction to that. I mean, essentially it's a mini Coal Obsidian, except it has to be on your opponent and it's not a 1 cost. So I do kind of like him. I'm already picturing, you all know where I'm going with this guy. I mean, a 3/6 going in my Silver Surfer deck, I'm gonna play around with him. I do think that I'm not a big fan of his restriction, because that is on your opponent, and I don't really like relying on that, because if for whatever reason they never play 1 card in 1 lane, he's a dead card. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, then again, you could always pair it up with something like White Widow to guarantee. I mean, maybe you throw a White Widow on, you know, turn 2, and then you play Cobra on top of it on turn 3, hoping that they do not play in that lane. So there's always that option. But yeah, I mean, 3/6 power, that's a decent card. I mean, what is that? Turn 4 Cassandra Nova. I think it's, is it 3/7? Is it 3/7 on turn 3, 3/6 on turn 4? I think, if my math is right, or, you know, just basic memory. But either way, I think these two are very interesting cards. Neither one of them feels overpowered and like probably needed to have a spotlight cache or anything like that. So I can't see both of these cards being rewards for the different various modes. So I did want to point those out, because I honestly missed them and I had to come back and redo them. But either way, on to the next thing. Okay, and the first week is going to be on February 4th through the 11th. We got Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. He is a 3/3 ongoing. The on reveal abilities of your 1 cost cards here happen twice. As if Bounce needed any more help, they got their own Wong. Oh goodness. Can't wait. I cannot wait for the spam of Rocket Raccoon and Sable and just so many other wacky bounce cards that are just going to ruin my day. Oh man, I cannot wait for it. It does look like a really, really cool card. So I am very interested to see how he's going to play out. He is joined by Makari and Namora on that week. I'm actually kind of surprised that we got Namora back. We just had Namora. When was that? Is that last month, a couple months ago? I don't know. We just had Namora. There's so many cards that haven't shown back up, and we got Namora again, which is very interesting. Also, Makari is fine. I mean, Makari's an okay card. I'm not really too excited about it. So it is what it is. The intent of this video is not for me to talk about how I like the weeks or not, but interesting week. Let's move on. All right, the next card on the list is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross himself. He is a 2/2. When your opponent ends a turn with unspent energy, draw a card with 10 or more power. I honestly don't know what to think about Thaddeus. I mean, the only deck that first comes to mind that he would fit in is essentially the Surtur Big Dumb Idiots deck, but I don't think he's necessarily needed in that deck. I mean, on turn 1, you could slap down Zabu. On turn 2, you could throw out Thaddeus, hope that they don't spend energy, and then you could pull a 3 cost, hopefully 4 10 power card out of your deck to play on curve on turn 3, or you could play Surtur on turn 3. But once again, hope they don't spend their energy, and then, you know, be guaranteed to have a big card to play along with Surtur on turn 4. It's just, I don't know if it's needed. I mean, there are not a whole lot of combo decks that rely on anything that is 10 power plus. I mean, I honestly can't even think of one off my head. The only one that even requires like a big bad would be Galactus. He's not even 10 power, so he won't work with him. So I don't know. He's a very interesting card. I'm really intrigued to see what kind of gameplay we'll get around him, because I mean, honestly, draw's never bad anyway. So I mean, if you're pulling, if it's just used for draw and hoping that you can get your bigger cards, depending on your opponent not using energy or not, I think he's a very, very interesting play. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how Thaddeus Ross turns out. But overall, he's coming with Blink and Nebula. Blink is one of the few, I guess not a few, there's a bunch of Series 5s. Actually, there's a fair bit. So Blink's Series 5, and then Nebula is a Series 4. I'm actually kind of surprised to see Nebula. I was kind of hoping that she would probably be maybe part of the series drop. We drop down to Series 3 when we get our bigger one. Maybe she will be. I don't know when we're getting that series drop, but I was hoping that we at least have some news on it before mid-February, and that's not looking like it's going to be the case. Or she's just not getting dropped. But either way, decent week. I don't know if we've seen Blink back since her season. Maybe once. I don't know. I don't know if we've seen Blink or not. But either way, she's a great card to pick up if you don't have her. Honestly, Nebula is a really good Series 4 card as well. I always actually really enjoy slotting Nebula into my decks if I need a one-cost body. Really do like her. So overall, it's kind of an interesting week. But either way, let's move on to the next one. The following week is coming with Red Wing. We got a bird. Pretty sure it's Sam Wilson's bird. I actually have no idea. Let me know down in the comments who in the hell Red Wing is. Red Wing's a 1/2 on reveal. Return one of your other one-cost cards here to your hand to give it +2 power. God, they love bounce lately. Do we have too many bounce cards? Like, it hasn't gotten to the point where we have too many cards that are bouncing and not enough cards that like to be bounced? Is that where we're at right now? Like, I think I would have liked this more if it was a one cost. He gains +2 power if he gets bounced. But no, it's giving the one cost that you bounce back at +2 power. Because yeah, we got a lot of cards that bounce currently. Very interesting. Once again, I don't play bounce, but I'm happy for all the bounce players out there that are just Scrooge McDucking diving into your giant bank of, I guess, not coins, but cards lately. Because it seems like we at least get one bounce card every month, which is honestly well-deserved. Bounce is not an easy archetype. You know what? I love to see it. The cards coming with Red Wing are actually very interesting. We got Baron Zemo and Loki. Baron Zemo, I kind of want, and I'm not going to lie, because there's a bunch of mill decks recently that look very interesting. I don't have any of the cards to play. And so I'm kind of intrigued by the Baron Zemo. I have zero desire for Loki, which is an absolute shame. I want to play Loki. I think that he should be a fantastic strong card honestly in the game, and he's just kind of relegated to Airshim's little buddy at this point, which is extremely disappointing for that character and that card. Who knows if they will ever rework him again? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got more reworks than any other card in the game, but then again, I don't know, maybe that's not true at all. But either way, very interesting week. Let's move on to the last one. The last card coming the week of February 23rd through March 4th is Diamondback. She is a 3/3 ongoing. Enemy cards here afflicted with negative power have an additional -2 power. Luke Cage stock just rose. I'm gonna hate this card. Oh god, is she gonna be a frustrating in affliction decks? Because I mean, even if they're just, it sounds like if they even have, you know, a hazmat hit once, hazmat becomes a -3, essentially on it's just a single lane. But sometimes that's all you need. I mean, if you've got 4 cards in a lane, they hazmat once and they throw Diamondback on top of it, that's -12 power in a lane. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. I think, yeah, she's gonna be really really strong in affliction. I think it goes to even show that I'm really just annoyed that I missed out on Ajax again. I think this just kind of makes affliction just even that much more stronger, but also once again brings Luke Cage into the conversation of, man, that week he is going to be an instant must add into any deck. So I'm very intrigued to see how Diamondback is going to play out. She is joined by Nimrod and Phoenix Force, 2 Series 4 cards that I think are really, really good. Phoenix Force is an archetype defining card. I think Phoenix Force honestly is a lot of really fun to play. I have yet to actually do it myself, but I actually really enjoy watching other people play Phoenix Force. Nimrod, on the other hand, he's hit or miss. I'm actually was thinking that Nimrod potentially would be seeing a series drop as well, especially considering he's going to be in a bundle in January, I believe, for gold. So I'm honestly a little bit surprised to see him still in Spotlight Caches at the end of February, considering, once again, I was expecting them to be saying that they're going to be getting a big series drop sometime in Q1. And when you're starting in the first week of March, I don't know. I would have assumed that Nimrod would drop. But either way, that is the end of Spotlight Caches. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, let's run through these fairly quickly. I don't need to spend too much time on it. We got Cleave and Conquer on February 4th. It is a $100 bundle for Corvus Glaive, one spotlight key, 30,000 collector's token, 1,200 gold, and 2 borders. Oh, and Scorn. Sorry, I missed the Scorn. She was invisible. I was like, this is not looking like a fair bundle at all. But I mean, even then, yeah, you got a Corvus Glaive and a Scorn. The resources in this bundle, I do not think warrant $100 at all, between the 3,000 collector's tokens and a spotlight cash or a spotlight key and 1,200 gold. This is a terrible bundle. So I hope you really like these spotlight or these variants. Moving on. Bubblegum Boom on February 4th through March 4th for $15. You got a Jubilee variant for 500 credits, 1,200 gold. Currency value is just okay. February 5th through February 10th, which this is actually a shame. This is a real shame to me. This one actually hurts my soul. Hive and Seek for $25. You get Brood, 3,000 gold. And why it hurts my soul is I actually really like variants that also change their, I guess, additional card. Like, I still really want the Squirrel Girl that has the zombie squirrels. I think that's freaking awesome. I don't know why they don't do this more often. But I do. I really think this is awesome that he has his fantasy form of Brood, and then also his duplicates also get their own variant as well. I don't know why they don't do this more often. I'm a big fan of that. So really cool. But honestly, 25 bucks is too rich for my blood. So unfortunately, I probably will be missing on that variant. Next one on the list is Covert Coffee Break. We've got Agent 13 for $10 and 1,500 credits. Okay, bundle. I mean, if you're chasing the credits and you really like Agent 13, go nuts. Next one is Rage Meets Wade. Is a Red Hulk variant where it looks like he is squeezing Deadpool to death, which honestly, I think a lot of people would really like, for all the Deadpool haters out there. For 4,000 collector's tokens, 2,000 gold, no price on this. So probably, and I'm gonna venture this, it's got 4,000 collector's tokens, 2,000 gold, and a Red Hulk Series 5 card. I imagine this is not gonna be a cheap one. It's gonna be $50 plus, at least. I would be shocked if this was less than $50. Moving on. We've got the Daughter of Darkness on February 18th. It is Nocturne, a Spotlight Cash and 2,000 collector's tokens for $50. Once again, Series 5 card with 1 key and 2,000 collector's tokens is $50. So I imagine that Red Hulk is probably 100. I imagine so. All right, next one is Ghost in the Web. We've got Ghost Spider for $20 and 2,500 gold. Honestly, I actually do like that variant. I think that's a really cool variant. But overall, just an okay bundle. Next one. Okay, here's the one that I want to talk about. I'm honestly probably gonna make this my title. I'm seriously shocked by this bundle. I've complained about gold bundles in the past. This one is wild. This one's a little wild, and I hope they don't change it. I don't even necessarily want the guy, but I hope they don't change this. On February 20th, we've got Anti-Venom, 3,000 collector's tokens, 3,000 credits for 4,500 gold. I'm in. Sold. Give it to me. Give it to me now. A Series 5 card, 3,000 collector's tokens, and 3,000 credits all day long. I will buy those for 4,500 gold every single month. If I have the gold. Big if. If I have the gold in hand, I will buy those. But I mean, this is the only things I spend gold on is the gold bundles. And I do pick up the gold pass for like $1. So I think I find it very easy to always have gold on hand for the gold bundles. So yeah, I mean, all day long will I buy a Series 5 card, a collector's tokens, and some credits for $4,500. For $4,500. Woo! 4,500 gold. Really like it. I really hope they don't change this. If they change this, I'm gonna be a sad panda. But that's my bundle of the month. That's the one you should probably be saving your gold after. I know there's a Nimrod one in January. That's also a really good one to get. I would save it for the Nimrod one in January and the Anti-Venom one in February, because that is going to be your best use of gold in those 2 months. Next one on the list is Red, White, and Fight. We've got U.S. Agent. $50 and 3,000 gold collector's tokens. Yeah, $50 bundle. Next one is Cosmic Cuties. We've got Lockjaw and Goose. I mean, those are absolutely adorable. If you do like the adorable variants, those are probably not bad ones to chase after. They are 30 bucks though. $30 for the cutie patooties. Next one on the list is Sorcerer's Parentis. You got Doctor Strange, 4,500 credits, and for 3,000 gold. He actually is joined by his cat in that variant. I don't know if you can't see it. It is also somewhat adorable. I do really like that. And also, I mean, it kind of goes back to some people do really like getting credits with gold. You do get keys faster if you are low collection level and chasing Series 3 complete still. Sometimes the math does check out there a little bit. So if that is the route that you like to take, this is the bundle for you for the month. It is not great, but it is not terrible. We're also, I'm going to throw these in here at the tail end, getting our super premium instant rewards for the super premium bundle, which I think is bumping up to $20. The first one is going to be this Abomination variant and 3 cosmic orange borders. And the next one is going to be a Viper variant for February with 3 cosmic blue borders. I don't know how I think about these yet. I think when they first announced it, I was hoping it was going to stay at $15. It did not. They bumped it up to 20. And I was also hoping that it was going to be Series 4 cards that were receiving variants in this. That is not the case. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the super premium instant reward. I think the only way that I would throw another $10 at this for just a variant and some borders is if it was a Series 4 or 5 card I didn't have. Only way. So I don't see myself throwing $10 just for a variant. I don't see that happening. So either way, that is the bundles for the month. And that's the month of February. I'm actually really excited about it. I'm actually more excited for January, but February is looking pretty good. Honestly, I'm really optimistic for what's coming in 2025. January, I'm really excited for. I've been saving up my keys. It's gonna be really hard not to spend any of them this month. I'm sitting on 10 right now, and I'm hoping that I could get like 13 maybe before January gets here. So that's what I'm hoping and praying to do. And I'm also hoping and praying I have some decent luck, because there are a lot of cards in January that I really want to chase after, especially with the spotlight caches this month being so weak. And I think Doom is probably the only card that I'm interested in. Maybe the week with Banner, because I do need high Evo. Honestly, it's really going to come down to what kind of content am I making when that week pops, if I have a lot of decks in mind or not. Because if I don't, I may be diving after Bruce Banner in high Evo and running that for a while. But if I do, I'm going to be really annoyed and pick up Luna Snow, because I have been seeing so many high Evo in Luna Snow decks. I'm going to be so annoyed I didn't grab her. But either way, I'm really excited about it. I am optimistic that hopefully, I mean, Second Dinner can turn everything around. You know, mainly because, you know, I'm not saying a lot, I have a little bit riding on this with my channel. I definitely have been feeling it, particularly in subs and in views. I mean, I did have a couple of days there where I lost as many subs as I gained. So that was the first time in a while that I was at nil for the day on subscriber growth, which, you know, that just kind of hurts my soul, that something that is, I mean, completely outside of my control to an extent, it impacts you like that. But I mean, I'm not like the people that are doing this full time. I know that some of the larger content creators were talking about, you know, the actual revenue that they, you know, lost because of, you know, the exodus of people just, you know, moving on and not wanting to have anything to do with it, which I understand. If you're not interested in playing the game, why are you going to listen to me ramble about it? But either way, I'm excited. I'm excited for 2025. I really hope that you guys are all having a fantastic holiday season. I got so many things to do. I got so many things I want to do, and you know, we're gonna do them all. But hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button to see more of my content. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take it later.